What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Indie games are games made by independent studios. Studios like Supergiant that made Hades or Ember Labs that made the recently released Kena Bridge of Spirits. A common tell amongst indie games is the production values. The budgets to make these games are nowhere near the GTA or Cyberpunk levels of funding. There was a time when this could negatively impact the quality of these games. Not anymore. In fact, I would go as far as to say that a lower budget breeds focus amongst indies. While Rockstar games try to do everything, indie games do one or two things and they do it masterfully. In this video, we celebrate these games. Some I've played, some I will play. Let's start with the one first. Furi. Furi is a fast-paced boss fight dual-stick action game where you play as a sword and gun-wielding fighter trying to break out of prison. Each encounter is with a boss-type character with unique mechanics that change as you whittle down their health. The weapons and skills you have at the beginning is all you get, and you need to learn each boss's mechanics and use these skills to counter them. In each encounter, you will need to switch between hack and slash, counters, and shooting to defeat each boss, and believe me, there are no pushover. This game is easily one of the best looking and best playing games in this genre. Worth the low asking price for sure. Hades and Transistor. Supergiants are massive in the indie world. After their debut game Bastion, they have gone on to make hits such as Pyre, Transistor and Hades. The latter two I managed to play, and while they look similar, they could not have played more differently. Transistor was a slow burn with a tactical combat system, while Hades is way more fast-paced. The story in Transistor is more subtle and nuanced, and will probably leave a more lasting impression than Hades. That does not mean the story in Hades is anything less. In fact, it is so impressive in how interwoven the roguelike components are with the story. Two different games for two different audiences, but the level of polish in both is impeccable. Ghostrunner. I had so much fun with this game. If I had to describe it in one word, it would be forward. Momentum is your best weapon, along with your shiny sword, dash, and grapple hook. Chaining multiple kills together is essential since getting hit once by your enemies is game over. Fluid gameplay, amazing locations, and memorable soundtrack. This is what Mirror's Edge should have been, and to seeing it be done properly by an indie studio makes it all sweeter. Ori. While Ori and its sequel were published by Microsoft, it was developed by indie developer Moon Studios. These two games could pass as big budget AAA games. If it's not the visuals, then it's the sound design. If it's not the sound design, then it is the story. If it's not the story, then it's the combat. The levels of polish in these games are blinding, and while they did come at a high price to the team on the ground at Moon Studios, the efforts here are to be celebrated. Mark of the Ninja. RIP to the stealth genre. While larger studios were releasing stealth titles such as Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid, Clay Entertainment put their hat into the genre and released Mark of the Ninja. Baking in stealth genre tropes such as shadows, sound, and stealth kills cemented this game as a legitimate entry into the stealth genre dominated by Ubisoft and Konami. Sifu. Slow Clap said it was possible. We all had our doubts. Taking what the studio learned from the first released Absolver, Slow Clap honed and polished their next action beat-em-up Sifu into a pristine shine. While on the surface it may look like an Arkham clone in terms of combat, it could not be further from it. Each punch, each kick, each grapple feels handcrafted and impactful. This is a 20-minute game that is really a 12-hour game because it asks so much more from you, and when you master it, you know Kung Fu. Journey. Saying this game is gorgeous is not enough. Thinking about the journey I had to the top of the mountain is overwhelming. Along the way you meet other travelers, and the twist about them in the end pushes this game into cult classic status. Every indie gamer should experience this short but sweet experience. There are hundreds more indie games available right now on the market. There are a few that I have on my to-do list. FIrewatch is the first. Seems there is more to this game than just playing as a ranger in Wyoming. Keen to see what the ultimate twist is in this game? No spoilers please. Kena Bridge of Spirits would be next. This game received several accolades at the Game Awards and feels like a playable Pixar movie, which is never a bad thing. Outer Wilds has been SkillUp's Game of the Year for 3 years running, and that dude is allergic to trolling. Death's Door has been spotlighted by several people out there like Paris Lily from Kinda Funny. Seems quirky to say the least, but eager to give it a shot. Gris or Gris looks like it may be the best looking game I have ever will play, so worth trying out for that. Disco Elysium, I may have a go at it. Not really the biggest fan of purely narrative-driven games or RPGs, but we'll see. In conclusion, the indie wheel keeps spinning, and each new cycle brings with it new levels of achievements with a fraction of the budget of AAA titles, with some of them even exceeding their more expensive competition. Indie games are going toe-to-toe with AAA games in the 21st century. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, we really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, it really helps the channel a lot. If you would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload. But before we go, I would like to leave with you a sneak peek of my most anticipated indie game.